Have you on board with us here tonight. It's going to be a fun one. I'm right next to the camera, so you're going to see my big old head a lot. So I apologize, but it's a fun night. It's nice out, very nice out. Not a cloud in the sky. It's about 64 degrees, I think. It's going to be a fun one.
I think there's a soft breeze from west to east.
Okay.
We'll see if that impacts the game a whole lot. I doubt it, but here we go.
And there's Pflugi, the meteorologist, on board tonight. Good crowd on hand as well. Friday night in Columbia. Like I said, a very busy Columbia. A lot of crews here. Obviously for March Madness because the Gamecocks host with that one seed. Track meet next door. There's a tennis match that was warming up when we were walking in here. Lots of music going on all over the place, but it's going to be a fun one as the Gamecocks are on the field warming up right now. Joy Bird getting her warm-up pitches in.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see how Jory Bird works here. Again, didn't quite have the outing he wanted in the past. Letting up a
Ball. Davis, the left-handed batter, Hurt, the right-handed pitcher. Swing and a miss, strike three. So 3 pitches and 3 strikes as Davis is sat down out on.
And that's exactly the stunt she wanted. Carla had the scouting report on her. Out and her as well. Also, Ella Chancellor over there, third, is playing for the Gamecocks, is ready for the hit and run.
Now batting is Haley Toney, number 32 for Texas Tech. She watches the first pitch of the at-bat and it's a ball low. Catcher Lexi Winters liked it though. Was telling her coach, Ashley Chastain-Woodard, who is a former pitcher here at South Carolina in her first year back in Columbia. That one fouled off behind Toney. Chastain-Woodard went to Charlotte, coached there for a few years, where her husband currently coaches the baseball team, but then took the deal to come back here to Columbia, where it all started for her. And she's doing a great job in her first year.
She took a couple of Charlotte players with her, but didn't she?
And then for the other side, Texas Tech also had a new head coach, Gary Glasgow. He was just at Louisiana. He brought over about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from Louisiana. So,
and again, not to mention the transfer from Pflugrath. This really giving us quite a game here.
Oh yeah, we'll see Kennedy in the circle at the bottom of the first, but right now it's a 3-1 count. And that's strike 2. Ted Broyles makes it a full count. And Haley Toney, another left-handed batter, with Lauren Allred on deck. She's a lefty as well. The 3-2 grounded down the third base line. Ella Chancey had a backhanded chance at it. Toney thought about pushing for second, but will remain at first. and there's one on for the Red Raiders.
Yeah, that one just kind of took a hop, skip, and a step, and felt a chance he couldn't quite make the read. Had some spin on it, squeaked by. A nice hit there for the Raiders, kicking skill.
And it's a tight field. We were also talking about that at the beginning of the broadcast.
Yeah.
Everything is so quick. When as soon as it comes off the bat, a split second later, it's right in your position. You got to be on your toes.
Yeah.
There's first pitch to Lauren already. It's ball one.
It's only 60 feet to the bases, 43 feet to the mound, and that just, like you said, everything condensed speeds up the game.
Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a nice pitch there from her.
Big swing there from Allred. He is second on the team in average, by 1/1000th of a point. He's 403 on the season. Overall, great hitter.
Right behind Reagan Jennings, who has a .404 batting average. As that one goes off of Winter's forearm. He's going to shake it off a little bit here. That was a ball, so it's 2-1.
I think I had a foul tip there.
Okay. Yeah, I was looking at my notes, I missed the pitch. So it is a 1-2 actually. Knocking the rust off from spring break last week. The 1-2 pitch, foul down the third base line.
I never asked you about your spring break. How was your break?
It was awesome. We went down to Key West. It was very expensive, but very fun. Good food, good times. What did you do?
I was actually in Florida as well. I was over there in the Panama City Beach area. Actually, after that, went down to Sarasota for a couple of training games.
Okay. Who'd you see? As there's a grounder to the third base side, Chancey's going to get a second play at it, and the throw to second is in time. Flew away here on the top of the plate.
Yeah, almost had a double there, but a good speed there from Allred to prevent the double play at the end of the inning.
Chancey got that second back. We saw the hit from Tony, where she hit it down the third base line, and Chancey had to make a tough backhanded play. Couldn't do so. She gets the out there.
Here comes the first righty of the day for the Red Raiders.
This is Alexa Langliers. She's going to watch that one. She's going to start one.
You know, Langliers, being the speeder she is very patient, trying to get that pitch count up a little bit.
Swings at that one. That's a heat on it. Bounce hit, it's her too.
Bird put the spin behind that one. Langliers thought she saw it, but she kind of rose up and out of the picture. Kind of talking about that dynamic of when you start low and it comes back up. It's very tricky here. 2 strikes here for Langliers.
2 out, runner on first. Swing, and that's going to be in the gap all the way to the left fielder, Emily Vincent. And so now it's first and second for the Red Raiders, and that'll bring up Elena Johnson.
Yeah, solid hit there from Langliers, right between short and third. 2 outs still here for the Gamecocks. They can get out of it.
So Elena Johnson's batting in the 5th spot. Right behind her is Reagan Jennings, who has that team-leading batting average. So it'll be nice for the Gamecocks to get out of this one with no damage. That one's Chancey, and she makes a stellar grab at third base. She got all 3 shots, I think, on that curve, except for the strikeout, but she was very busy over there at third base. What a great grab.
And like we said, a little bit smaller than the baseball field. That takes some serious reaction time. Right at the face. It's almost self-defense, if anything.
I was about to say. She's just like she caught it. I'm sure her heart rate is up. Once for me, I saw her go right for her, and I got her to score for her.
Yeah.
But she makes the grab, and now Carolina. After facing 5 batters, takes out one of them. Back on the bottom of the first, they have faced black and red.
Yeah, we'll get our time to talk about Kennedy and the Southern players. Also, let me talk to you about Quincy Williams. He has been absolutely stud at South Carolina this season. He's the team in batting average, minimum 10 at bats. With 4.82. On base percentage, 6.02. She gets on base more often than she doesn't. I mean, how easy to see that in softball.
You don't. It's really hard to. And it actually looks like a last-minute switch. Kennedy is not coming out for the end of that. Already released that.
I think South Carolina is maybe a sigh of relief after that.
Yeah, we have said not too much work. 5-1, having 2.5 ERA. That's 25 strikeouts on the year. Yeah, he's going to open the pitching for Texas.
Anything is better than a nice game. Maybe we're going to change the team later, though. Maybe not. If I don't get to say this stat, I'm just saying that Nigel Kennedy has a $1 billion NIL deal at Texas Tech. One more time, $1 billion NIL deal at Texas Tech. So, South Carolina is taking the softball job. This is the center.
Good enough, so you're going to get people will come.
Be the best softball pitcher in the whole one.
It's not that hard. Batting first is Quincy Lilio. And she's going to watch strike one go right over the plate.
We've mentioned how good Oklahoma's team is before. Lilio transferred from Oklahoma this past season.
She's originally from Oceanside, California, so she's kind of been all over the place here. That one's a little low. For home plate umpire Ted Roy's striking, it's going to be a 1-minute count. Here comes the pitch. It's also low. Same spot as the last one. It's going to be a 2-1 count.
Yeah, you don't want to give her anything too high, or else she's just going to ride it deep. Try to keep it low. Try to do soft contact if you can. You kind of see third baseman pitch it a lot. That's because Lilio is deceptively fast. I mean, yeah, she's got some wheels on her. So she'll do that little slap hit down the third baseline and get a base hit out of it. Texas Tech trying to stop it.
That one's going to... No, it's going to be caught. I thought for a minute it was going to be a little bit... But Makia Davis out in center field is going to get the fly out. And 1 up, 1 down.
Yeah, some good contact there from It's not wearing a visor. The more you know.
Yeah. This is Carly Shelton taking strike one. This is her first at-bat of the day. Carly Shelton is a sophomore from right here in Lexington, South Carolina. She's going to swing at that one off the glove of the third baseman, Bailey Lindmuth. She's going to beat it out as Haley Tony at shortstop to not bring it out. It's a single for Shelton.
Yeah, you know, often we saw one hit by Chansey. Do you think the angle of the sun is kind of beating down a little bit on the third base?
I don't know, but third base is a very popular position to play right now. That's kind of where everything's gone except for that last fly out to center. This is going to bring up Ella Chansey, who actually plays third base. And we've been discussing a couple times hard. Goes over the Gamecock dugout.
Shout out to whoever put in that. That was a good idea.
Good investment for sure. Yeah. So the early line is 1 out. Ella Chansey, the senior from Athens, Georgia. Watches that one go, it's going to be low.
Yeah, I wonder how she felt in that series they just played against UGA. I bet you $1 that she was a Georgia fan growing up. But happy to have her here at South Carolina.
That one's just on the inside corner. Right two. Runner on first, run away. Ella Chansey looking to keep the inning going. Another foul ball down the first base line.
Yeah, it's a good pitch there from Mia. Chansey's a little bit late on it, which is why it's fouling off to the first base side. You don't want to anticipate too much because before you know it, she's going to throw a changeup at you and be looking dumb.
Number 1-2. Down to shortstop. Good opportunity for a double play. Ooh!
a gritty player who will give you everything he's got. Oh, we're going to the video center here?
So it's under review. If a chance he was seeing that first base. It was very close. I was wondering what first base umpire Eddie Hall was going to call.
Yeah. Ty does go to the runner in these situations.
They're going down the line to take a look at it.
I gotta tell you, with March Madness coming up and this happening just now, I'm gonna take kind of a bold stance. I'm over video review. I'm over it.
Go back to old school, huh?
I'm all here for it. Listen, I get there's some instances that, yeah, it's super helpful. But it's the times like these where you're just sitting there, literally the whole flow of the game. I mean, think of all the legendary moments, all the legendary buzzer beaters that you've watched growing up, that we would now have to go for another 5 minutes.
The crowd reacts to the video board after trying to play it. It's all things he will be safe at first. Just a step.
Good gut call there from Eddie Hall. That little bit of hustle, that's what makes a difference in these games.
There's a long range coaching as well. So we're going to have 2 outs as we go here now. See what the content roll has to say. We'll see if the predictions. That'll bring up Lexi Winters batting in the 4th spot. Catcher in the
Looks like the 6.5 running percentage playing catcher here for Gamecocks. He's the righty.
Strike 1.
This is the first righty that Reece has seen. She's the lefty herself.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's going to be outside.
You love seeing that kind of patience in the South Carolina race.
The 1-1 pitch is a bit high. 2-1. We see the Gamecocks go down early in a lot of these games and claw their way back in. We were on Gamecock game day this week talking about that. It's going to be interesting to see if they can punch Texas Tech in the face at first instead of getting punched. As there's a check swing.
We're going to appeal to Eddie Hall. Makes another call in favor of Gamecocks. Yeah, and our lovely host on Gamecock Game Day, Ryan Stinson, mentioned it. Against the really good teams, the Texas Techs, the LSUs of the world, you can't always come back in the 5th, 6th inning.
Nope. 3-1 is long drive to the right side field. That's going to the gap. All the way to the wall. Lexi Winters is going for second.
Here comes Chancey.
Running home is Chancey. She's going to score. Just on field. Punching in the back early. And a right side double. As Chancey gets the run. And Lexi Winters gets the stand-up RBI double.
And can Chancey put it in second gear. A Brooke Blankenship. I think she might have noticed something in the pitching. Trying to help the team out a little bit.
Here is the shortstop, Brooke Blankenship, batting for the Gamecocks now. It's a 1-0 lead for USC as Lexi Winters is on second with 2 away.
Yeah, a great hit from Lexi Winters it was. Again, kind of got ahead in the count, which gives her the freedom to go ahead and swing away at that 2-1 pitch. Put it right where you want it in the right field gap. Chancey goes first to home.
So the 1-1 count coming now to Brooke Blankenship. She fouls that one straight back over Abigail's head, who's standing in the on-deck circle.
Here's a make or break pitch here. 2 outs, 2 strikes. You got a runner on second. You want to capitalize in these kind of scenarios.
Base hit and most likely going to score another run. It'd be great for the Gamecocks to go up 2-0 early in the first. And that's going to be down the right field line. Just like that.
You never have too many runs.
Nope. They come in the flexion. Flexion shift, there's a single some flexion floor that she's got in the full 43. Start the season.
Staying alive during this at that.
I like what you did there.
All credit to whoever's on the music. They've been great today.
Cooks tight. Ball 2. But what looked right above her feet and right over the plate to me.
That was an aggressive take.
Yeah. So 2-2 with 2 outs. Reece dials up her pitch. Now it's grounded down the first base line, just foul again.
I love it when batters, instead of some people want to aggressively swing, I think it's even more aggressive to take a pitch. I think so many people are scared to take a pitch. It takes that much more football to sit in the box and take a ball. So credit to Blankenship on that one.
Another dribble down the first baseline foul again. 3 foul balls now, so she's working the pitch count for Reece.
See, I noticed it a little bit last game out. Looks like they have the pitch count on their wrist.
Yeah, I did start noticing that both baseball and softball this season. Very interesting addition to the game. As that's going to work, a run up, she watches another one on the outside. Strike 3 and Reece got his first strikeout of the day. 1-0 going to the top. Gamecocks are pretty good. Road play has been a struggle for both these teams.
Yeah, it has, and part of that just tells you how similar these teams really are. And I think it's also a thing that the players carry the high momentum. So Texas Tech lost a couple games earlier this season. They go on to lose 2 more after that. South Carolina has their series with the juggernaut in Oklahoma. Yeah. They lose the cheap ones up in Charleston Southern after that, and then they start the Georgia series. Luckily, they kind of came back and won game 2 and 3 after the series. But in college softball, especially for these 2 teams, momentum is a very real thing. And South Carolina and Texas Tech are really trying to use this series to build momentum as they go into college finals. South Carolina
Foul ball to start the second inning for Megan Jennings, who's got quite the batting average this year. She leads the team. Also has 15 RBIs. Sophomore from
These Texas soft players can play ball.
The 0-1 pitch is grounded to the second base side. A good shift from the Gamecock. Holly Shelton makes the play at first, 1 away.
Shelton's a little more sound defensive second baseman, so fine.
The catcher number 13, Victoria Valdez.
It's a light softball for that, man.
So Victoria Valdez standing in the box wearing number 13 for the Red Raiders.
Another Texas softball game.
That one goes foul again.
Carolina looking to get a break here after scoring that run. It'd be real nice to shut out Texas Tech.
2 balls, no strikes, 1 away. As Victoria Valdez watches that one go high. Joy Hurd has a strike. Going outside, ball 3. Valdez has got 7 walks on the season so far. Joy Hurd, hopefully not trying to get her 8. He's 3-0. And, that's good hitter. That's the winner is a good hitter. I have a theory that catchers know the strike zone and are therefore better hitters than some other players. Chance has been very good here in the first couple of innings, but she's got most of the outs for the Gamecocks. I mean, she's averaging one of the highlight of everything. If she can keep this up, South Carolina might be looking good. Baylor Smith, freshman from Burleson, Texas. Third baseman from the other side. You can also maybe close the window if you want. Maybe that'll eliminate the sound. If you can, it'll probably press close it, right? I'm sure you're supposed to do Closing the thing so you can hear us just a bit better. You're gonna have a bit harder time trying to see, but for the viewing experience, any cost. Oh, strikeout there. Do you need to lift it up a little so you can see? Yeah, probably. We can go up like halfway.
Is
it better? So strikeout there ends the top of the second inning. A good hit. So Joy Hurd shoots his second strike. Yeah, it really was. Got the fastball right past Lindenwood. And again, all about carrying that momentum. If you score with them, you got to stop it. Oh, here we go. The fans running away. Look at that kid go. He's fine, and he's looking back. This is 7. This reminds me of the freeze guy at the Atlanta Braves games that always finds the seat. That guy on the track team or something? It looks like him. What's up, tomorrow. Yeah, that kid in the white ass looks like Ella Jansen over there. Yeah. It's currently a 1-0 game. If you're just joining us, bottom of the second coming up. Due up is going to be not replaced. Abigail Knight to designated hitter Natalie Heath and Emma Sellers, the lead leader in batting average. Granted, she's only had 9 at bats, but she is the team leader in batting average. Sellers. Knight, another one of those transfers from Charlotte that came over with coach Justine Woodward in her 6th year. Yeah. I saw that one since. No, you tell the people what's going on. I just over here and say dumb stuff. Oh, foul back over the fence there. I mean, I'm not that's a big ball. That would be a lot of damage to those cars out there. Oh, yeah. 12 inches in beautiful neon green diameter. 1-1. You watch the other one to see what count. Abigail Knight was the 2024 American Athletic Conference All-Tournament team. Really? He was. Played undergrad at Boston College. Has 2 home runs this season so far.
Yeah, and she's got a very respectable .407 on base percentage as well.
Good line drive to the left center. That's going to drop in the back, and that's getting to the wall. She rounds first, and she's headed for second. It's another stand-up goal for the Gamecocks. This time in the likes of Abigail Knight.
I mean, they hit one over the right, they hit one over the left. You know, I'm just waiting for them to hit one over the center here.
Mia Davis is having a tough time. He's unsure where to go, as now Gary Glasgow is coming out to the circle. Have a chat with Corey in the setup. We thought at the beginning of the game that Kennedy was going to start, but Mia said her last minute must have gotten a nod.
Yeah, we hope that there's no health issues with Kennedy. I hope that she didn't pull or injure something before the game. But
there are 2 more games left in the series, one tomorrow and one on Sunday, so I'm assuming we're going to see at some point pending anything drastic happening.
And it's very interesting with softball, the underhand wheel around the motion actually puts a lot less stress on your arm than the baseball overhand motion. Pitchers will pitch really much as much as their team needs them for the most part. There's only 5 pitchers on each of the team's rosters. People on the MLB, about over half the team is pitchers.
And obviously, a pitcher is allowed to come back into a game once they're out, so that definitely plays into the decision making, as that's a foul ball. Third base line.
Yeah, and again, if you're wondering about the speed of these pitches, most of them are coming around an average of 65 to 70 miles an hour. But again, it's only 43 feet from the mound to home plate, so it's coming at you almost faster than the average major league fastball, just because of how short the distance is. And then, you know, the average pitch is 65 to 70. Some of these girls are throwing 75, 80.
Absolutely. Especially these all Americans, like Kennedy, and the likes of pretty much everyone on Oklahoma, which we saw a couple of weeks ago with the Gamecocks facing off against them. Lost each game by 1 run, so pretty heartbreaking that they didn't at least get one of them. But they're back in business as there's a fly ball on the left, short left center, and just drop it. Natalie Heath kind of believed the one in the left field there. Riley Huffman had it in her breadbasket, couldn't hang on, and an error is going to put runners up first and second as Abigail Knight stays play.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. There's no question now. You know, you got 2 missteps out there and a misstep in the left. In the first 2 innings of play, the conditions are coming into effect a little bit. Absolutely.
Looking at Antonia, shortstop, she's trying to talk to her second baseman, Alexa Landers. She has to use her glove to even see her. As now up to the plate is Emma Sellers. She has a 5.56 average this season. She is in a white team. Wearing number 44 for the girls in white. She took strike 1 on that first pitch. Here comes the 0-1. She shows bunt, pulls it back. 1 more outside.
Again, that 556 is impressive. Let's put it into perspective. She's 5 for 9 on the season. So hasn't really seen the field a whole lot, but from what she's seen, she's taking advantage of, and coach is putting her trust in her.
There's a bunt. That's going to go foul. So that'll bring up the 1-2. I want to go back to the 9 at bat. That's kind of, she's batting 8th tonight, getting to start. It pays to have the depth where you can start a bunch of people in the bottom of the lineup and know that you can trust them. That's interesting. Woodard has done a great job managing his team this year. That's a big reason why they're 22-5.
Absolutely. I think depth in softball is one of the more underrated things. You don't really talk about it a whole lot, but because baseball doesn't really seem like a super, intense physical sport, but you get banged up at the end of the season. Right field, throw to the plate. Great throw by Alana Johnson. Told Mike to hold up. She wanted to score a run. We have Emily Vincent with bases loaded with no outs.
bases are loaded now for Emily Vincent as she cracks it over to shortstop. Tough hop. Throw to first. She's out, but she knocks in a runner and they pick up an RBI. It's 2-0 Gamecocks.
Yeah, that's your typical Swedish sacrifice.
I can't hear.
I also can't hear myself.
It's 2-0 here.
I can't hear myself.
Second.
Can you still coming up?
She takes strike one. Quincy Lilio. 0 for 1 tonight. She flied out in the first inning.
Yeah, Lilio looking to do some damage here. Runners in scoring position.
Second and third, 1 out. Takes strike 2. So way down the count to Lilio. Back to the top of the board.
Yes, Seth was very happy about how these first 2 pitches are going.
Finish the job against Lilio. That one slowly in the dirt. Good stop by Victoria Valdez. Working on base. Natalie Heath and Emma Sellery at second and third. Fouls went off, stays alive here in the count. Still 0-2. 1-2.
Lilio wanted that one. Eyes lit up a little bit. Put the swing on, but
Definitely has
it's
the
definitely
center.
Absolutely.
Here comes the 1-2 pitch. She's going to fly that one real high in the air. Second baseman, in the leaders, makes the grabs, and now there's 2 away.
In Austin, that's what we call the worst case scenario. Yes. Pop up. And if you throw that in the outfield, you still have the chance to score a sac fly run. Instead, 2 outs here for Shelton.
Harley Shelton looking to build on the cushion that South Carolina has built so far. 2-0 is a very hard lead to have in sports because 1 run from Texas Tech and all of a sudden they're right back in the game.
Yeah, I mean, me and my brother talk about it all the time. A 2-point lead in any sport, I think, is the most dangerous lead. Yep.
Ball 2, 2-0 count now. To Shelton. They're still at second and third. 2 away.
Yeah, she got a nice base hit to get things started early in this one.
She's going to fly one into the left field where it will be caught by Kylie Butler. So Texas Tech avoids disaster and gets out of it, but not before the Gamecocks get 1. They lead 2-0.
There's 3 left on base for the Gamecocks inning. Hopefully they're not going to, which they had capitalized on that. Hopefully their defense is going to hold up, but Texas Tech is not going to go away quietly as they're competitive softball team. They'll play some big girl ball here.
Well, Gary Glasgow is named head coach on June 2020. He's considered one of the nation's top offensive coaches and recruiters. So he's giving their team a pep talk right now. He knows exactly what they are doing. So is Chastity Lovett. She was a pitcher here. She's been a pitching coach for all of her coaching career. So she knows how to stop the girls. Who's going to budge first?
Yeah, and Wood was even an assistant on the international softball team in 2013. She was, after she finished her career in 2011, she came back as a graduate assistant for the team in 2012, and then went international in 2013. Charleston, Michigan State, Ole Miss, some pretty, competitive, big conference programs. And, we're happy she's back home, and I think she is too. How good she's at the play.
And it's been a warm welcome from the South Carolina fans. They love seeing her come back. They love her hire. The success they've had. They started the season 20-0. That's the tied best in program history. They've lead the nation in doubles and doubles per game. They're doing everything right. And so is Texas Tech. They lead the NCAA shutouts in 30 games played. They have 14. So almost half of their games have been shutouts. So 14 of their 22.
Yeah, this is one of those Unstoppable force versus the movement offense. Is the overpowering offense of South Carolina going to be enough for Texas Tech? They've found some cracks in the armor here early, but there's still 5 more innings to go. There's plenty of softball left.
Kylie Huffman steps into the box, the lefty, going against the righty pitcher, Corey Bird still.
Yeah, and I don't know what it's like at the NCAA level, but in Little League, I always loved it whenever I got an out and I went right to hit. Just let it carry that momentum and see what Huffman can do with it here.
Here comes the 1-0. She watches another one. So that one's not going to go in favor. 1-1. Awaiting the pitch from her. She delivers. It's a grounder to the left side. Chansey just out of reach of both Chansey and Blankenship. It's a base hit for Kylie Huffman, as now Texas Tech is back to the top of their order here in the top of the third.
Yeah. And Huffman's speed before the hit is what made that play possible. Because she's been known to kind of throw some of these butts down third base line, it pulled Chansey in a little bit, and she was able to sneak that base hit right by her. And set up Davis in a pretty good spot here with no outs.
Ball 1 to Makia Davis. Tonight she is 0 for 1 with the backwards 10. Usually for one of the two that third has set. If I'm recalling correctly, I think it was on 3 pitches too. It was pretty quick.
It was.
So it's not going to go the same way. Opportunity for a double play here. Not going to happen. But we get actually out at second. So Kylie Huffman will head back to the Texas Tech bench, and Makia Davis will stand on first.
Yeah, and we saw another great flash of the glove there from Shelton. Davis' speed is what stopped that double play from happening, but most players in college softball, that's a double play.
Well, like I mentioned just before the inning started, they lead the nation in doubles and doubles per game, so they know all about getting these extra bases.
Oh, yeah.
Texas Tech makes sure they can do the same as
Big
well.
one.
Big high fly ball on the left field, not going to get to the warning track. That drilled the sun, but Haley Childers flies out as Emily Vincent makes the grab.
Tougher one than you'd think from Vincent with the sun coming in at that angle. Fortunately, didn't end up on the SC knockout track.
Now we're flying through this third inning as now there's 2 down. And Lauren Allred is back up for the second time today. She grounded out back in the first inning.
Yeah, still a very respectable hitter though. 0.5 on base percentage.
Foul ball. Behind fences. So dust off the ball and behind Jory Bird, where it's a 0-1 count.
Yeah, look at the kind of pseudo shift that South Carolina's putting on over here. They have Blankenship almost in the middle of the. Oh no, she's shifting back over.
She's ready to step on second. Just need one of these outs now with 2 away. A slow dribbler to first, and that's probably the easiest play South Carolina have.
It is.
First, and a second ground out the number already. So that was pretty quick from the Gamecocks. They still lead 2-0 in their group.
Yeah, and for all I know, there's a lot of baseball fans out there looking at how quick these 3 innings have been for Tori Erg going, what is her pitch count at? To be honest, it almost doesn't matter. Pitch count is not as big a thing as softball as it is in baseball. Again, these pitchers, not only does the, they're obviously supreme athletes, but just the underhand motion, it puts so much less stress on the arm. You'll see a lot of times pitchers who go the whole game. It's also 2 less innings. It's just 7 innings, and you put less stress on your arm. And also, if you have a quick inning like that, it sure makes it easy. Jory Hurd is just feeling it right now.
Go! Skittles, Twix, and M&M's.
Someone's making me hungry.
Everyone's smelling popcorn all game. My stomach is rumbling. I cannot wait to eat it. To be honest, I can eat it. I don't miss it. It's just never my first choice.
It's very niche. It's very niche.
What about you? Do you like it?
Yeah, I was, going to boardwalk over the summer. We would always get some kettle corn. For whatever reason, the boardwalk and kettle corn just kind of makes sense. So, I consider myself. I did like to eat though.
Totally else. So yeah.
Just slowly, I don't want to eat it. I was done before I am, but
No, I think you know, it's your right to enjoy your food.
yeah, savor it. That's my argument.
Do you have a particular go-to ballpark snack, or just everything there?
Good ballpark dog.
Oh,
Really good. Popcorn, obviously.
Down in spring training, I had some pizza.
Yeah.
Not great. Really? Not great. Yeah, we're gonna stick with the hot dog.
Okay, we'll stay away from ballpark. Pizza is just ground out to the third base side, third first to the tongue. And that's a ground out for pizza.
Third baseman Chansey, the third baseman Lindemuth. They've really been making a lot of what's happening in this game happen. All the righties going down the third base line. It's probably the hardest position to play in softball. You know, a lot of people point at shortstop, but I think in softball, I think third is even a little bit harder.
You know, we sound like a broken record as they're striking one, unlike some pitchers, but just how quickly it comes off the bat. You don't have time to react as you would in like the outfield or something like that. So definitely a tough position to play.
Yeah, thank goodness they made the ball bright neon green.
Sato is ahead of Lexi Winters in the conference of 2.
Winters got better over the last matchup.
Got to the third base side again. Puff and a big scoop at first base by Lauren Allred. What a great play. Prevent that from going past the Lexi Winters. Second time in a row. That brings up first base.
And we kind of forget about how difficult it is to catch over there at first base. These balls are coming in pretty fast, and you got to stretch and lay out for some of these things.
I was just about to say, she really stretched out for that one. That was impressive.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you'll see some of these softball and MLB guys go into a full splits just to try and get an out in the middle of the third inning.
Couldn't be me. Sometimes the pitcher's getting off the couch.
Oh, tell me about it.
I'm talking like I'm 45.
And these khakis, I might as well be thinking.
So 2 pitches, 1 ball, and 1 strike apiece, 2 away. Grounded to the right side, and it's going to be 3 up, 3 down, as that was a very quick first seat on both sides. We're headed to the top of the 4th. The Gamecock continue to lead 2-0.
Good contact there, but leaves that simply in the right position. That's why they put the second baseman between first and second.
Well, we've talked about the magnitude of this seconds out of the line. We played each other once in the program yesterday. That was back in Florida. So I'm going to try to move that can get 5-1. Looking to even up the program history series, and then also take the history game series this weekend.
Yeah, and let's just take a minute and think about how much has changed since 2020. I mean, it's been 5 years ago. Transfer portal, NIL, you name it. The world of college sports has completely flipped on its head. Reggie Bush wasn't a Heisman in 2020.
No, wasn't.
Did you hear about how they're planning to split up some of the money from the SEC and turn it this new kind of NIL? I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm very optimistic. Very optimistic. So it's to be 75% of all the funding going to football. The SEC. It's up to each conference what they do. Yeah, SEC, 75% of the money is going to football. 15% men's basketball, 5% women's basketball, 5% for everybody else. Yeah, so track and field, softball, baseball, tennis, water polo, you name it. They got 5% to share. That was the proposed. I don't know if that's going to be confirmed.
Very interesting tidbit of information. That's going to be a foul ball down the first base line. But good contact there from Langoliers, who's batting first for Texas Tech in the fourth.
Yeah, she just got that out over at second and trying to carry some of that adrenaline here. Definitely had some adrenaline behind that swing.
Already just under halfway through this game, we are flying by here in Carolina Softball Stadium at Beckman Field. That's going to be just a bit inside. It's going to be a 1-1 count.
Yeah, the speed of this game, I really got to tip my cap to Rob Manfred for putting in that pitch clock. It's come down to college, come down to softball now, and it's amazing.
It's been
I
good.
love it.
It's been good. Keeps the viewers' attention a lot longer. There's a ground ball. Diving at the Blankenship.
Got her! Oh!
Ball is safe.
Oh, wait a minute.
The fans groaned in displeasure, much to their chagrin. They thought she was safe, or she was out, excuse me. But what a diving effort by Blankenship.
Here comes Coach to talk about it with Eddie Hall over there first.
They would have had something saying they're going to review.
What'd you see on that one, Austin?
It was tight. It was just like the Ella Chansey one back in the first or second inning where it was really close at first base. It looked like a tie. They gave that one to Ella Chansey, who was the runner in that scenario. So I'm interested to see what they're going to call it here.
I am too.
We'll see it when it pops up on the video board.
Yeah, regardless of the result, diving stop from Blankenship on the both knees, throws it with some, gusto over there to Sellers at first. Sellers makes a great stretch for the catch. In live time, I thought she was out, but what do I know?
They have it on the video board here. We'll try and take a look when they play. Here it comes. That's cool.
It's down right. Oh! Looks like this one might go in the favor of Texas Tech.
Yeah, that looks very similar to Ella Chansey's.
Very.
Just a step quicker throw. Hey, good job by Langoliers there. Really stretching out, making sure she gets to the base plate.
Yes.
She very well could have taken another step and then step on her. She was like a long jumper.
Toe for that one.
Onto the bag.
Yeah, after the softball game, I hear she's going over there to track and field to try out.
Yeah.
Hey, credit to Eddie Hall, the first base umpire. He's 2 for 2 right now.
He's had a good day. Ted Royals is about to deliver the bad news to Columbia. She is safe.
Looks like a couple of Texas Tech Red Raiders fans that made the trip out here. How far is that? That's going to be a 4-hour flight.
That must be a spring break. That's a long weekend trip. A lot of these fans are passionate. We see it all the time in South Carolina. It doesn't matter the sports. We have some of the best supportive groups.
Oh, absolutely.
In the nation, I'd say.
Absolutely.
That was fouled straight back off the bat. Johnson. Nobody out. Strike 1. 0 balls. We won the top of the fourth. 2-0 game. Gamecock lead, I should say. It's been a good game up to this point. Going by quickly. Anna Johnson is up to bat for the second time. That's going to be a fly ball into center. Right under it is Julio. She makes the grab.
Routine pop fly for Julio.
Right on the South Carolina logo.
I was looking at this grass cut here. They have, I was earlier, the light circles on the left, the dark circles on the right. Great job here from the grounds crew.
It's always very interesting to take a look. Now, Marcin Williams going to come talk to Ted Royals and play umpire, while Lexi Winters and Julie Hood have a conversation in the circle. Not sure what Marcin Williams.
Yeah, looking like she's just trying to make a substitution here. Let's see, Witters, maybe trying to switch out catches. They're looking at the pitch com. Oh, that's a number 9, Sam Gress, the pitcher. It looks like she might be coming to the game here. Joy Hurd.
That's it for Joy Hurd. Sam Gress is going to come in. And after about 3.5 innings pitched for Joy Hurd, 3 strikeouts, 0 runs for the Mets. Sam Gress looking at hopefully keep that bar raised. The bar separated high by her. She's Sam Gress is not going to have a tough time against this warmed up Texas Tech squad. And 2 away for the fourth.
Yeah, great outing there from Jory Hurd. He had 3 1/3 innings pitched. No runs allowed, only 4 hits.
Made the 2024 All-AAC All-Tournament.
Killed it.
4-2 win-loss record. 41 minutes hit.
Now she's a 6-year transfer from Charlotte, came over with coach, and she showed up last game against Georgia. She is a veteran, but not just because she's 6 years. She's very wise, and I think she's the only senior or above in this pitching rotation. The rest of them are juniors, sophomores, and I believe a freshman. So she is led by example, but also leads in the clubhouse. A real key part of this secular ensemble. That's what we're right behind her. Warm up in the circle. I wonder what Woodard will be able to throw these days.
She's pitching too.
Yeah, you wonder if she ever challenged. I saw the Duke men's basketball coach, John Shire, in their pre-tournament practice. He was just lighting up from three. Never wondered if Woodard would grab the bat in practice.
It's going to be real hard to stop. But in the minutes tournament, South Carolina put up 100 points on Tennessee Tech today in the second round. They will 6 either.
So they're looking like they might face Duke in the Elite Eight as well.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, Duke has a great women's team as well. I think they're a 2 seed.
Yeah.
In the same region as South Carolina. But back to softball. As Reagan Jennings is up, she going to take strike 1.
This one was corner. And then Jennings, yes, this is the best player for the Red Raiders. She doesn't have any home runs yet this season, but she's got 13 RBIs.
That's 53 at bats. Pretty solid.
Very respectable.
Here's the pitch. A nice changeup. Flip to second. Chance for a double play. Not there in time.
Blankenship fired that one.
Yeah,
over
that was a
Sellers.
bullet from second. But a great flip there from Shelton to Blankenship. They're on the same page, and they get 1 out of the 2 that were in play. So there's 2 outs now as Victoria Valdez.
Yeah, and Gress has only thrown, I think, 2 pitches.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Jennings was just not ready for that Gress changeup. Good pitching change there from Justine Woodard.
It was night and day how slow that was.
Yeah.
Well, we saw a lot of heat from Joy Hurd. Sam Gress came in and tried to throw him off, and I think she did just that. Way ahead of it was Reagan Jennings, and it ended up costing her teammate trying to get to second.
Yeah, and now Valdez has got to maybe get some more pitches off of Gress here, just to see what's on the menu.
Here comes the 0-1. Swing and a miss, make it 0-2 with 2 down.
Yeah, you slow it down, and Sam Gress says, I'm going to speed it right back up.
Yep.
Blows one by Valdez.
Sam Gress has 32 strikeouts on the year. She's looking for number 33 right here. Good opportunity for her to do so. Here is the delivery. Grounder back to second, and they will get the easy out. A little tighter than I thought it was going to be. It ended up being close. Reagan Jennings almost slid in there, but a ground out makes Victoria Valdez 0 for 2 on the day, and we're headed to the bottom of the 4th.
So Austin, in softball and in baseball, the most important part of the game, as we all know, is the walk-up song.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
What are some of the better walk-up songs? So what's a song that you might have as you're heading to the plate?
Well, I'm not sure if I would do this, but one of the best I've heard, and this is biased because I am a Baltimore Orioles fan.
No, you're not.
Are you?
Let's go, dude. Let's go. Best team in baseball. I know exactly what you're going to say.
Yep, Sweet Escape.
Yeah, oh,
Sweet
yeah.
Escape, baby.
What a song. Yeah, I went to see them in spring training. Only guy
I
there.
meant to ask you earlier who you saw.
Yeah, so my buddy was a Braves fan, so we went to see the Braves.
I do like the Braves as well, but I'm from Charlotte, so that's kind of the southern team you cheer for. But my dad's from Maryland, so I'm a big Washington Capitals fan and Baltimore Orioles fan.
Talk about the Washington Capitals.
Yeah.
They're first in the East. They have no business being good.
Just became the first team in the NHL to clinch a playoff spot. So that's going to be a fly ball to short, and making the play will be Haley Toney as Abigail Knight flies out.
Yeah, Knight saw the first pitch. She liked the first pitch. She swung at the first pitch. And, sometimes that's what happens when you hit the first pitch.
So Natalie Heath will step into the plate.
Yeah, talk about a walk-up song.
Yeah, this is a good one. Any good rock song, I think, could fire me up.
A lot of AC/DC.
Oh, yeah. We'll rock you like a hurricane, Scorpions. Thought about swinging, did not. And it's going to hurt as it's an 0-1 count with one down for Heath.
Yeah, Heath with 439 on base percentage so far this year. She's got 5 home runs.
Oh, man. Thought about it again. But this time it actually worked out in her favor. It's a 1-1 count.
Yeah, she's the designated hitter for South Carolina. Or in softball, they call it designated player.
Yep.
Here's the 1-1.
Swung on, and that's going to just get over the head of the shortstop, Haley Toney. Heath is on base, and she's got 2 singles on the day.
It's a floater. You know what they say. Just got right over shortstop there, landed in center field in front of Davis. And they're going to bring on a pinch runner.
That's number 22, Nia McKnight, the freshman from Loganville, Georgia.
Yeah, I do not believe she is related to Abigail Knight. There is the Mick in there, kind of getting in the mix of everything.
She's a 2-time second-team All-State in high school, has high school records for RBIs, home runs, and SLGs. Number 17 player in the country, according to Extra Innings.
Wow.
So, pretty good pickup. Has no at-bats this season yet. Has 9 runs in 15 appearances, though, as a pinch runner. So, she definitely knows what she's doing around the base path. That ball's going to get away. Oh, it looks like a hitter. Never
Sellers.
mind. So that's pretty easy.
Now you got speed on second with McKnight. Sellers on first. Vincent coming up to the plate with 1 out. She's only batting 190 on the season, but as Dude Perfect says, 1 swing in the back can change the world.
Oh, great call. Great call.
Here comes assistant coach here to talk to Riaceto about the scouting report.
Yeah, we either have a pitching change or a scouting report. She brought out a big old notebook. That is Tara Archibald, the associate head coach. So she's always working with Jerry Glasgow. You don't want to start to get a little too wild. Obviously Riaceto just hit Emma Sellers while she was in the box. You don't want to start getting too wild. So maybe that's just a mental check.
Yeah, I think this
Just
is a
calm her
cool down kind of thing, especially when you got speed on second. Very aggressive from Chastain Woodard to put the speedy pinch runner in the 4th inning. Really trying to rack up those runs to prevent it whenever Texas Tech kind of finds their footing in the second half of this one.
Emily Vinson in the box now at the bottom of the lineup. Watches that one go.
Yeah, not the greatest hitting stats this year, but she's got 8 walks and 6 stolen bases.
Yeah.
So she,
and 11 runs.
Gets it done. Yeah.
She just knows how to get on base and knows how to find home.
Yeah.
As here's the 1-0. That's going to even the count at 1 apiece with 1 out.
I realized both of our left fielders in softball and baseball were 17. With Kennedy Jones in baseball.
Grounder to the left side. Shortstop's going to make a play here.
Uh-oh.
Chance for a double play, and they've got her.
Wow. What a great double play from the Texas Tech Red Raiders.
What a great circle meeting by Archibald there.
Yeah.
Really cooled her down. Very next batter, they get a double play. So great job by the Texas Tech associate head coach.
Yeah, generated the soft contact, got out of quite a tough spot with some speed on second. And, I mean, Sellers is pretty fast herself. If Vincent got a walk there or just got a hold of one, that could have been disastrous for the Red Raiders.
Absolutely.
But now they go into the fifth, only down 2. As we mentioned, a 2-point lead is a very, very dangerous lead.
Yeah, it's felt like all Gamecocks this entire game, but Texas Tech is right there. They're ready to strike, and it's only a matter of time before their high-powering offense gets going early.
Yeah, it's I don't think it's a matter if, it's a matter of when.
Yep.
They're gonna start hitting the ball. As good as Sam Gress is, Texas Tech is too good to go down without a fight.
So Joy Hurd pitched all 3 innings.
Now Cocky getting the
Cocky
crowd going.
Oh, a little T-shirt toss here. I want one.
Hey, Cocky.
I want one. Up here.
I don't know if he can see that far.
He's got a lot of hair that's kind of covering his eyes.
He does. He's rocking little yachty dreads.
Yeah, he is. Same color, too.
Yeah. Cocky's got a little bit of an arm on him. Let's put him on the mound.
Let's put him out there, yeah. He could back up Lenore Sellers in this upcoming football season next year.
Yeah. What are we thinking about that for next year?
I'm excited. I really didn't have high expectations coming into this year, but Lenore Sellers looked amazing. Not related to Emma Sellers, by the way. Just wanted to clarify.
Yes.
But
that'd be crazy.
But yeah, he's done well, and he signed another deal to stay here.
Yeah.
Signed a couple more guys back, which is crazy to say talking about college sports. I think we talked about this the other night. It just feels like the NFL junior at this point.
Yeah, all other pro sports have a minor league. Why shouldn't the NFL? And,
yeah, I guess so.
I guess it just doubles as the place where some people get their education. But
yep.
Here we go, top of the 5th.
Bailey Lindmuth struck out earlier in the 2nd inning. She's leading off for Texas Tech in the 5th.
Yeah, she got some good contact in her last at-bat. I think. No. She only had 1 at-bat?
Yeah, it's been 3 up, 3 down for the last few innings for the Gamecocks. They've done really well in the circle.
Oh, I was thinking of Huffman. That's what I was thinking.
Yep.
And then Joy Hurd really was wheeling and dealing.
She was. She had 2 strikeouts and almost a full 3 innings pitched. Or 4 innings, excuse me. Sam Gress kind of took over last inning to get that final out. And now she's still in the circle here in the 5th. And I'm all discombobulated.
I mean, this game is blowing by, dude.
It is. I keep thinking it's still like 3rd or 4th inning, but we're in the 5th already.
I mean, yeah, we'll just wait till we're in extra innings and 12th inning.
Yeah, we're complaining about it.
Sad.
Yeah. The 2-1. Swung and popped right back to Gress, and that was an easy grab for number 9 in white. Yeah. She gets the first out.
Gress didn't even have to move a muscle, just throw the pitch and wait for the ball to come to you.
Little backspin off the bat as it popped literally just about 20, 25 feet in front of her.
I believe she calls that the boomerang pitch.
Yeah. So that brings up Kylie Huffman. She has a single from the 3rd inning. Nothing much really happened after that because 2 outs from Haley Toney and Lauren Allred ended the inning. So
Lexi Winter's going to readjust the catcher's gear, get right back in at 1 out.
Nice change up there right over the middle. 0-1 count.
Yeah, and I love this little 1-2 punch. Jory Hurd comes in with that blazing speed. And then you go to Gress, who's such a technical, crafty pitcher.
She is, indeed.
It's such just a speed change as a hitter.
The 0-1 pitch. Swung on, fouled back. Brings up 0-2. So you just talked about how the speed of Jory Hurd has been beneficial for the Gamecocks today, but Sam Gress now can throw it hard, can slow it way down. What do you want to see with 1 out and an 0-2 count? What do you want to see her throw here?
Frankly, I want to see something in the dirt.
Okay.
Give me something crafty, a nice little curveball, or maybe throw a riser up and at them. But you don't want to get too lackadaisical and give them something they can hit.
Ooh, just a little bit low.
That was a close one there.
That's going to bring up ball 1. But she looks like, that kind of looked like a riser, I thought. It's hard to tell from, we're kind of on the first base side
Yeah,
away
right,
from
downward angle.
But
I think she tried to paint that bottom corner. Couldn't quite get it.
she did. She slows it way
Change
down
up.
again. And out at second base is Carly Shelton. She makes the grab,
Yeah.
and it's 2 away.
Yeah, and it's just the change of speed here for Sam Gress. You know, goes 2 kind of slower ones to start it off, speeds them up real fast. Now Huffman doesn't know what's coming at her, slows it down again, produces that soft contact.
And it was great management decision by Chastain Woodard to put him in right as Texas Tech had seen a lot of speed. They finally got used to it. They put in Sam Gress, and now they don't know what to think. They don't know what's coming.
Yeah.
So great job by Chastain Woodard, as that one was a little bit fast.
Yeah.
Mahia Davis swings and misses. She is 0 for 2 tonight.
Yeah, but Davis is still very much an offensive threat. 373 batting average. And she can, you can see she went for it there. Didn't quite get it, but that little bunt, slap hit down the line, hit and run, as some call it, can get on base. And then, next up, I believe that is Haley Toney can really do some damage.
2 away. It's a 1-1 count now. 2-0 South Carolina here in the top of the 5th. Strike 2 as Davis watched that one go.
There you go. And if Texas Tech doesn't get something going here, they've only got 2 more innings to do so, so they'd really like to come away with something.
Big pitch here coming from Sam Gress. What does she dial up in her arsenal? Here it is, the delivery. Fouled back.
Went for the hit and run again.
She did. She
Just
looked like
trying
she
to
tried
get
to
on
push
base.
it there.
Yeah.
Well, what started as a very eventful night for Ella Chansey and both third basemen in the first couple innings, it's kind of mellowed out over there. She's in now. She's expecting the slower dribble down the third base line.
Yeah, but the middle's wide open. If she drives
Yep.
one up right back Sam Gress, who knows where it's going.
And she dribbles it down the first base line, and what a hit. That was amazing. I have no other words other than that was beautiful.
That was softball for you. Little hit and run down the first baseline of all places.
It just looked like she was going to slap it, and then it ended up turning into like a bunt.
Yeah.
Ran right past the ball, and the Gamecock defense had no answer.
Yeah, I mean, there were a couple steps where she was just right on top of the ball.
Yeah. I thought she was going to step on it at one point, but she gets to the bag first.
And then here
that brings
comes
up Haley
Toney.
Toney. Yep.
She's got 3 homers so far this year, 17 RBIs. Seeing if she can get another one here. Davis looked like she thought about taking off.
That was a big old lead after that pitch.
Yeah.
Haley Toney flied out. Not sure. Is it flew out or fly out?
Hey, as long as you understand what you're saying, that's
you all
what
know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
No, people try to tell me funner's not a word, and then you know what I mean. And here comes Chastain Woodard to talk about it with Sam Gress.
Yeah, the count is 0-1 with 2 outs. I think trying to see what strategy they're implementing in the circle there.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got the mound visits. Might as well use them.
Yep.
That's my dad at home will love this, but he was a high school basketball coach.
Yeah.
And, as a coach, you lose games. It's just it's going to
right.
happen. And so my mom would always talk him smack. And now I get to talk smack to college coaches when they do it. As, I'll ask them after the game, hey, you want to use that timeout now? If you got the timeouts, if you got the mound visits, use them.
Yep.
They don't do you any good on the bus ride home.
And we saw the challenges earlier. Carolina made a couple. One went in their favor, but then lost one to that Texas Tech single. But
you use them,
just
got
use
them.
Yeah. What's the worst that happens?
Here comes Toney.
The 0-1 pitch with 2 outs. Swung on, flown.
Yeah, going to go foul.
Foul. Oh, jeez.
Almost rebounded and hit our lovely food vendor over there.
Yeah, that was a wacky bounce. He was not expecting that at all.
No.
I mean, it's still sunny in that part of the stadium. He probably couldn't see it very well, but
it is. Little sliver over there.
All smiles from him. But the 0-2
yeah, he's okay.
for Sam Gress, 2 outs.
And
Swung
Davis
at
is
one in
going.
the dirt, drop third strike, throw to first in time.
Ooh, gets the out. But I think Texas Tech wants to look at it. So Sellers jumped as she was going to catch it, and I think she jumped at exactly the wrong moment. They might review this and call her safe.
First base coach immediately flailed his arms, signaling safe. Look, I think they're going to review this and see if she came off the bag. Emma Sellers had to go up and get it. It was a high throw.
Yeah, drop third strike. Winters had to turn around and fire it. And Sellers, again, like we said, jumped up to get it. I'd really like to see the replay on this one, Austin.
Yeah. Umpires are talking it over now. That's Ted Broyles and Eddie Hall.
I believe that's Jerry Glasgow over there as third base coach, also head coach. And like we said, if you got the challenge,
go ahead and use them. Yeah, right on cue.
Does you no good on the bus ride back.
If this stands in South Carolina's favor, it'll be a Haley Toney strikeout on a drop third strike.
Yeah, and if this goes in Texas Tech's favor, 2 outs still, but you got Davis on second, who pretty much just stole second.
Yeah.
She went on that drop third, and here's the replay right now on the Jumbotron.
We're looking at her left foot here once they get it rolling. Whenever you want, fellas.
Yeah, we got all day. No rush.
Here it comes. There's the grab.
Foots.
Definitely in time. Just can't tell if she's off or not.
It's hard to tell because she's got the white cleat on the white bag.
I know, and the white uniform, everything. So, and we've also got the net, so it makes it a little harder to see the board. But
yeah, the net.
This will be a great
lives.
angle of it right here.
Oh, here we go.
She's off.
Oh. Uh-oh.
That's tight.
I think they might call her safe.
Yeah, that looks the Texas Tech faithful making their presence known.
And again, the real story of this is now Eddie Hall's perfect game will be over. He's going to be 2 for 3 over there at first base umpire. Oh, but man, you don't blame him for that one. That was close.
That was tighter than any of them.
Yeah, we've seen 3 really tight bang plays there at first base.
He's had a tough job to do
had
tonight.
A day.
He's up there with the third baseman of eventful nights. So here comes Ted Broyles back. We'll see what the verdict is.
Yeah, shout out to Eddie Hall, Ted Broyles, and Tammy Cooper for the umpiring crew. They did a great job.
So she was off the bag. Safe at first is Haley Toney, and now a little 2-out rally as there's runners on first and second.
Yeah, and like we said, for the overall season, momentum is important, but also within the game, momentum is very important.
Yes.
Softball, you have a very tight environment. The energy's bouncing off the walls. Sam Gress is feeling it. Lauren Allred's feeling it. I don't know about you, Austin.
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. This is a great game. As there's the pitch to Lauren Allred, the first baseman.
Oh, just inside.
1-0 count, 2 outs. Still a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, Allred's got 6 doubles on the year. Could raise the roof with another one here.
Crack of the bat into left field, tracking back, and couldn't make the grab.
Out of reach.
Emily Vinson. It goes off the wall. And 2 runs are going to score, and just like that, we're tied at 2.
Yeah, there's that Lauren Allred double, and there's that offense that we were talking about. Texas Tech was not going to go down with the fight. They tie it up here in the 5th after the review, after the Mejia Davis bunt down the first baseline. I mean, what a sequence of events. Shows you how much fight the Texas Tech Red Raiders have.
And that was a big-time review because the inning was going to be over had they kept it out, but they overturn it, and then the very next batter, just a couple pitches later, hits one into deep left center, took a 1-hop off the wall. Emily Vincent was tracking for it, just couldn't quite get there in time.
Yeah, kind of curved out of her way. Literally, if it had been a foot to the left, it would have been a foul ball. But a great hit there from Allred. I believe Glasgow made some substitution.
Michaela Garcia is coming into pinch run for Allred. Garcia, the sophomore from Lubbock, Texas, went to Friendship High School.
Oh, that's nice.
Her previous school was UT Tyler.
Yeah,
I don't know much about Texas, but
I'll tell you what, in Texas and obviously in Oklahoma as well, they play softball.
They do. They know how to.
Play softball.
So here's Langoliers. She's 2 for 2 on the night.
Yeah, she's having a good night offensively and defensively.
2 singles. And the line out to
There
the
it is.
first baseman, Emma Sellers. So they get out of it, but Texas Tech ties it back up, and we're back to even as we head into the bottom of the 5th.
Again, it wasn't a matter of if, it was just a matter of when. We've got a ball game here, Austin.
We do. This is a fun one to watch. Definitely a little more stressful now for South Carolina, though. They're going to have to be careful what they do, both offensively and defensively, in the final couple innings. There's a little Hootie and the Blowfish playing for the girls in white, a true Columbia, South Carolina staple. For those who don't know, I assume you do if you're watching on the SGTV broadcast.
Hey, you better know.
Hootie and the Blowfish was how Darius Rucker got his start before going solo and under the name of Darius Rucker. But right here in Columbia, South Carolina, that's a little tidbit of information if you didn't know.
Yeah, they took their first album picture by the Longstreet Theater, which is the
Cool.
South Carolina Theater Arts Building.
Okay.
And even if you go in Darla, I'm pretty sure there's one of the conference rooms in Darla is dedicated to Hootie himself.
Wow, I did not know that one.
Yeah, I always love seeing that in my 1040 economics class.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hootie and the Blowfish and Darius Rucker, they've got a couple good ones.
Not to mention, you're in the band. We were talking about that earlier
Yep.
tonight.
Yep.
Play the guitar, something I definitely cannot do.
Ah,
I tried it once. I got an acoustic guitar for Christmas a long time ago. Tried to play it a couple times. Realized this was not my thing. Ended up selling it.
Well, at least you got some money out of it. At least.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah, but we're it's a lot of fun. You know, making music is a beautiful thing. And on that topic, I want to shout out the South Carolina softball playlist.
Absolutely.
It's been absolutely great. You know, sometimes softball, baseball games can be kind of a slog. Not with this music going on. It gives me a lot of energy, and I think Lilio might be feeling some of that energy here coming up to the plate in a tie game.
Yeah, 0 for 2 flyouts in both the first and second inning. Hasn't batted since, though, and she's leading off in the bottom of the 5th. She fouls one back.
Yeah, still South Carolina's best hitter. Even though we mentioned Sellers has got a really nice average, but adjusted for attempts, Lilio has been the number 1 on the scouting report for opposing teams for this season.
Showed bunt, does not get it in play, so it's an 0-2 count now.
Yeah, that's the thing with Lilio is she's got the power to go yard, and she's got the speed to just lay down a slap hit and get a base hit out of it.
Here comes the 0-2 from Riasetto, who
Reece.
has pitched all 5 innings so far.
Yeah, a little scared of Lilio there. Just made sure that one was outside enough to where Lilio couldn't get her bat on it.
Now it's a 1-2 count. And that's inside again, 2-2. So crawling her way back into this count is Quincy Lilio, trying to stay alive.
Yeah, I mean, South Carolina only has 3 more attempts to score runs before this one is over, save extra innings. So there's a Langolier is going to give Reset a little bit of motivation.
3-2 count now. Full count pitch here to the leadoff Lilio. She fouls that down the third baseline. Nice little grab there by Lindemuth.
catch
Good
by
job.
Lindemuth.
Also not wearing the visor, so that's 2 players now.
Yeah.
She joins Bahia Davis in that style trend.
Yeah.
Very
I
interesting.
think Alana Johnson over there in right's also not wearing.
Oh, look
one.
at that. 3 peas in a pod.
Pitch.
That
It's
ball's going to
high.
be high, and Lilio gets walked. And that's a great start for the Gamecocks here in the bottom of the 5th.
Riasetto's a little upset about it. Body language is a real thing, and I think in baseball it shows the most. It's you fail more than you succeed. You know, in
Absolutely.
baseball. You got to have tough skin to play baseball, play softball. It's an unforgiving sport.
So Carly Shelton back up now. Had a single and then a fly out. Also in the first and second inning.
Yeah,
she takes strike 1 there.
She's got 11 doubles and 3 homers on the year. She could really, get this crowd going with a big hit here.
Runner on first. The 0-1 is down in the dirt, so that's going to be 1-1.
And Coach Glasgow might even want to be thinking about a pitching change here. We said it not look great against Lilios. Done a couple in the dirt here against Shelton.
Here comes the 1-1. Swung on hard down the first base line, goes off the knee of Allred, and everybody is safe. So first and second for the Gamecocks here in the bottom of the 5th.
And that is just demoralizing as a pitcher when, you know, you walk one, you throw one in the dirt, you induce a ground ball to first base, and it just, you know, bounces off of them. And here comes
Riaceto's time might be done.
Coach coming to talk about it.
Bringing out the notebook. We'll see if her time's done or if they're just visiting her, calming her down. That was a hard hit to Lauren Allred at first base. It looked like it went off either her thigh or her knee. That was a tough hit.
That was. And again, Ella Chansey makes it look easy, but it's not easy at all. It's only 60 feet down to that first base line before it's in your face.
And Carly Shelton is a lefty, so pulling that to the first base side is the equivalent of a righty pulling it down third base, which we've seen a lot tonight.
Yeah, there's some giddy up on that one.
Oh, yeah. But it looks like Riaceto is going to stay in. It was just another circle visit. They're going to try and get her back in this game. Ella Chansey 0 for 2 on the night. Her last at-bat in the 3rd inning featured a ground out. So she looks to right the ship here as she watches the first pitch outside, ball 1.
Yeah, hasn't had the night she's wanted offensively. We've obviously mentioned her defensive prowess, but, you know, it's a two-sided sport.
So still no one out. Runners on first and second. 2-2 ball game. That one's a bit low. It's 2-0.
Yeah, Riaceto's really trying to get a ground ball and help her team get a double play before this gets a little dangerous. Again, no outs right now.
Great opportunity for South Carolina to regain the lead if they can. Got to put the ball in play. That's not going to do it. It's strike 1. So Chansey's watched her first 3 pitches go. A 2-1 count in her favor.
Yeah, she's gotten ahead again. Riaceto's obviously walked Lilio, threw some balls to Shelton.
The 2-1 pitch. Hard down the left field line. That's going to score runs. What a hit down the left field line. It gets all the way to the wall. Throw to third is not in time. A stand-up double and a 2 RBI hit down the left field line for Ella Chansey. What a great hit. That was just past Bailey Lindmuth at third base, and it rolled all the way into foul territory, all the way to Compton on the wall, and it's a 4-2 lead for the Gamecocks. That was huge.
Austin, am I in 2015, or did Ella Chansey just dab on second base?
Did she really? That's hilarious.
I've been told that that's her celebration. She dabs whenever she gets on second base. Really bringing me back to elementary school with that one.
That's
Holy.
awesome, though, making me feel like a kid again.
Oh, my goodness. Isn't that what softball does?
Oh, it is.
Isn't
It is. It brings out the best. Because now Lexi Winters is going to look to follow and hopefully knock in Chansey here.
Yeah, she did some damage earlier in this game. Hopefully trying to get some insurance runs. No outs.
Grounded to shortstop. Chansey's going to third. The tag is no good. Wow.
She slid under it.
So Tammy Cooper pointed at her. I thought she was going to gun her out, but ends up calling her safe. It looks like she got under the tag.
Glasgow's going to talk about it? He's not like happy.
Yeah, he's not happy with that one. She got under it. The tag was up more in her chest area, or maybe on the top of her shoulder. It looks like she maybe got that right foot out and on the bag before getting touched. And Glasgow giving it to Cooper right now.
He is upset. And now the associate head coach is going to talk about it as well. I like this kind of two-headed dragon that Texas Tech has. They have their Glasgow, who's the head coach, goes and talks to the ump and does all that. And they have, what's her name? The associate coach.
Tara Archibald.
Yeah, I made the great pitching change.
Yep.
Really did more of the tactical mind behind it. Because there's a lot to manage for a head coach.
Absolutely.
The game within the game and the actual game.
So the umpires just met and talked about it. It looks like it's going to remain the same call. Glasgow wants a confirmation on that.
And yeah, now he's giving it to Ted Broyles. He's not a happy camper over there.
So it looks like we're going to resume play here as now on first and third with 0 outs. Brings up Brooke Blankenship.
Yeah, and Texas Tech already used their challenge on that one play at first earlier. It ended up getting them 2 runs.
Yep.
So I think safe to say it was a well-used challenge, but they sure wish they had one there.
Ball low and outside, 1-0 count.
Yeah.
So Texas Tech fell to the Gamecocks 2-0 in the first couple innings. Finally got it back, but a monster bottom of the 5th inning for the Gamecocks has them up 2 yet again. And we're right back where we left off as ball 2. Or excuse me, strike 1.
Yeah. But yeah, and Ella Chansey, like you said, is having that defensive game that she always does. And she found that offense there in that double down the left field line. Blankenship trying to carry some momentum.
Fly ball into right field, going back and making the grab is Johnson. But a run will score from third on the sacrifice fly. It's an RBI for Brooke Blankenship, and it's a run for Ella Chansey.
And up comes Abigail Knight with a 3-run cushion and still only 1 out, Austin. Yeah, Blankenship will take that sac fly 8 days out of the week.
Absolutely. Pushed Elena Johnson back. A routine fly ball, but there was nothing Johnson was going to do to get Chansey out at home.
Oh, not with her speed.
Abigail Knight takes strike 1. She's 1 for 2 tonight with a double. "5-2 ball game now as that's fouled back. It's going to be 0-2.
Yeah, good pitch from Rhea Seto. Knight thought she had it and tried to turn on it, maybe pull one past the right field wall, but curved inside at the last second and caught Abigail Knight off guard.
Ball 1, a good take from Knight there. It's a 1-2 count with 1 away.
Yeah, Rhea Seto just in damage control mode right now. Already 3 runs on the inning, still only 1 out. Big one.
Swinging a fly ball into right field. Elena Johnson's under it again, and we'll make another routine catch. 2 away now.
Yeah, Rhea Seto can't quite breathe a sigh of relief just yet because Natalie Heath is coming up to the plate. She's 2 for 2 tonight. And, I mean, she's already enough of a hitter as is, and now she's hot in this game. You know, inning night might not be over yet.
Unsure what home plate umpire Ted Broyles is doing here.
Yeah, I think he was pointing towards the Texas Tech bench.
Chastain Woodard came out and said something to him. It looked like she was reporting someone as eligible, but I'm not seeing anything different.
I'm seeing someone run over to the bullpen. Oh, someone's warming up in the bullpen. I didn't even think about that. We can't really see the bullpen, but someone's warming up over there. Looks like it is number 14, Katie Becker, the sophomore righty pitcher.
But in the box now is Natalie Heath for the Gamecocks. As she swings that one, that's a high fly ball in the center field. Underneath it is Mahia Davis. And 3 outs is the result, but not before the Gamecocks get 3 runs. They take a 5-2 lead into the top of the 6th.
Wrong pipe.
Well, at least it happened when it was not in play. This is the middle of the inning, so you can take your time
1 second, man.
catching your breath. So Gress is warming up on the mound. There is someone in the bullpen in case Gress wants to come out, or if Chastain Woodard decides that's her time in the circle. We're headed into the top of the 6th. 2 innings away from the Gamecocks opening the series with a win. That would be big. And getting their first win all time against Texas Tech. As a reminder, they've only played 1 time before in 1 game down in Clearwater, Florida, where they lost 5-1. So they're looking for a little revenge from the COVID years.
Yeah. I mean, we've talked about how big of a game this is, but really, if, we don't know yet, if South Carolina comes out with a win, what does that mean for them going into the rest of this series and going into that series at LSU next week?
Well, you said the word earlier, momentum. This is a big momentum swinging win, especially if they get the series win. That's going to be huge for them. Obviously, it's not going to help their conference record, but if they can advance to 23 or 24 or even 25-5, that would be phenomenal for the Gamecocks. SEC plays where it's going to be really important, though. They're going to have their hands full with such a tough conference, but I dropped my pen.
All good. Yeah, and I think it's interesting, you know, we keep talking about the conference. South Carolina was 8-16 in the SEC last year. Texas Tech also 8-16 in the Big 12. So, again, there's just so many similarities between these teams. And, you know, this series is really going to be a telltale sign of the rest of the season for both these teams.
The Texas Tech has played 30 games. The Gamecocks have played 27. So, very similar teams. It's a very even matchup. Number 11 versus number 12 in the country. It doesn't get much better. Both teams on the outside trying to get inside the top 10. The Gamecocks were inside the top 10 for a little bit, but struggled against Oklahoma. Didn't struggle, just couldn't find a win against Oklahoma, and then lost a midweek game, and then once against Georgia. But back up to 11th and one spot ahead of the Red Raiders, as Elena Johnson is going to hit one into right field, and it's dropped. Abigail Knight drops it in right field, and it's just an error on her, but Elena Johnson reaches first.
Yeah, Johnson stopped for a second. She thought there was no way Knight was going to drop it, but you never know when the error bug is going to get you.
I was wondering if Abigail Knight was going to notice she stopped and try and gun her out at first, because she was only halfway down the base path there.
Yeah.
But
now she's putting on the oven mitt. What are your thoughts on the oven mitt? I see it in MLB all the time. I see it in softball here.
I'm fine with it if it's, you know, something like this, college or pro sports. But if you're doing it in like 6th grade, you're just doing it for the clicks. No offense, kids out there watching. Don't try too hard on the drip. I know that's half of baseball, but just play the game.
I agree. Oh, and Johnson takes
throw
off.
Down to second, and they gun her out. That was a close call.
Oven mitt didn't do enough there.
She tried to reach that oven mitt around the tag, but it looks like she got caught on the arm.
And Eddie Hall at first had saved. Chastain Woodard going to talk about it with Ted Broyles. She's a little upset now.
So Tammy Cooper made the out call at second. And then over here, Eddie Hall says, no, she was safe. Ted Broyles was pointing to Eddie Hall, assuming that means they're going with his call. And that's when Chastain Woodard came out and laid into the refs here.
Yeah, it's never a good thing when the umpires talk about it.
I mean, it was close. I thought she was going to reach around, but I definitely didn't disagree with the out call.
Yeah, it was hard to see from this angle.
Yeah.
I believe that was Blankenship over there trying to put the tag on, kind of blocking our perspective from it. We'll see if they go to replay.
Lexi Winters made a great job.
Oh.
And they're calling her safe. Chastain Woodard displeased, and to the crowd's chagrin, they don't think so that she was safe either.
Is somebody going to tell Elena Johnson? I think she had taken all of her gear off. I think she was too upset about the whole ordeal. Oh, no.
So we don't have anyone in our headset telling us what's going on down on the field. So I thought that meant she was safe, but apparently she's not on the field. So there's one out, and now it's a 1-1 count to Reagan Jennings.
Yeah, last time I checked, they don't have ghost runners in
they don't.
softball.
No, this isn't wiffle ball.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess she's out. There we go. 1 out, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Check swing. Held it back enough. Ball 2.
Yeah, and Jennings' average and on-base percentage speak for themselves. But as for tonight, she hasn't found contact yet. Would love to get her team some momentum here in the 6th.
Here comes the 2-1. She bunts down the third base line, but it's going to go foul.
And now the element of surprise is gone. It's a very finicky game.
Yep.
Trying to get a slap hit, a bunt hit. Because now third base is ready for it. They're going to pull in a little bit. It's going to open up that third base gap a little bit.
Yeah.
But as a left-handed hitter, as Jennings is, you're not really hitting there a whole lot either way.
Emma Sellers is creeping in at first base, too. She's definitely pressing. Now backs up a little bit. Way outside and in the dirt. It's probably the worst pitch Sam Gress has thrown tonight.
Yeah,
3-2 count.
Misfire there.
Yeah.
But she's just thankful that Elena Johnson wasn't on second, because that would have been one out runner, or no outs runner on third, had that been the case.
But to be honest, I'm still unsure of what happened with Elena Johnson at second base there. But that's in the past now. She's out. Here's a 3-2. Foul ball. Into the crowd. Heads up. What a catch.
Nice catch.
By one of the members
of the audience
here.
Not
trying
really
to think of the word.
We're in red or garnet. The spectators, if you will.
He's looking around for someone to give it to and tosses
gives it to a guy.
To a fellow.
Who gives
it to
another
the girl.
person.
Who gives it to her guy. It's hot potato with the softball now.
There we go. How many people can touch the softball? Here's the pitch.
And a line drive into left field. Coming up in to make the play is Emily Vinson.
Yeah, good read.
And there's 2 away.
Good read from Vinson there. Tried to line herself up with the ball a little bit and then attacked it. And that's 2 outs here for Texas Tech. Again, they're down 3 now in a bigger hole than they were before the 5th inning.
Yeah, they did all that work to get back in it. And then literally in the bottom half of the inning, South Carolina says, nuh-uh. Swing a fly. Foul ball, right back. Oh, no catch that time. That was a little bit harder. No one was sitting in that row.
That was a little bit.
But Victoria Valdez fouls off strike number 1.
Yeah, we talked about the significance of this game. South Carolina last year in the postseason was outed in the group stage. They're looking to maybe use this game to build some momentum for their postseason record. Texas Tech, surprisingly, has never won the Big 12 and has never made the College World Series.
Wow, interesting.
Amazing.
The 0-1 fouled straight back again, 0-2.
Yeah, I mean, for the kind of program they are, they've been playing pretty high-level softball for a while. They just haven't quite been able to get over the hump. But they're having one of their best seasons ever. Their last season they were this good was 2019. They were ranked 9th. And they're ranked 12th here. If they get the win over South Carolina in the series, it could bump them into the top 10, like you said.
Absolutely. Here is the 0-2 with 2 outs. Another foul ball down the third base line. So staying alive is Valdez.
Yeah, Katie Becker no longer warming up there in the bullpen. Maybe she's just ready to go. Maybe she's warm. Maybe she's coming in to close. I guess we'll have to see. But as of now, Sam Gress seems to be all right.
Yeah, Texas Tech will have one more crack at offense here in the top of the 7th. But trying to stay alive in the top of the 6th. Not going to work. Ted Broyles rings up Valdez. And it's 3 up, 3 down, and probably the most wacky half inning I've seen in a while. But Valdez strikes out looking, and Sam Gress has her first true strikeout of the day.
Yeah, Sam Gress is inevitable. We were just waiting for it to happen, and catches Valdez sleeping. A looking strike 3, and South Carolina carrying some momentum here in the bottom of the 6th.
They're going to look to pad their cushion of a lead. Currently it's 3. It was 2, and we were a little skeptical about having it be 2, but they get 3, and now they're breathing a little easier. Survived the scare from the top of the 5th from Texas Tech, and it looks like Riaceto is going to come back out for the 6th inning.
Yeah, I'm a little curious about that. Again, we went into this matchup literally on our on our roster sheet that was given to us. 20 minutes before game time. They had Kennedy. They had Nigeri Kennedy, who's the best pitcher, maybe best player in college softball, lined up to face South Carolina. And, the Gamecocks were relieved to see Riaceto. Riaceto, a very respectable pitcher herself.
Absolutely.
But doesn't have the .62 ERA. She's let up 5 runs so far. They're trusting her to get them through the 6th. She had a very shaky 5th inning. But obviously, veteran coach like Jerry Glasgow trusts her to have some composure here, carry them through the 6th, and give them a chance to maybe get something happening in the 7th.
Yeah, their team pitching stats, they have 189 strikeouts, 190 with Riaceto's, 1 strikeout tonight, a 1.95 ERA combined, and a .98 whip. So they're doing pretty solid in the circle, but the Gamecocks are all over them tonight. And so Emma Sellers, 1 for 1 on the night, was hit by a pitch earlier in the contest. She's batting in the 8th slot right ahead of Emily Vinson, rounding out the lineup. She's going to watch strike 1.
Yeah, and I mean, again, she hasn't been in a whole lot, only 10 at-bats, but that's to go along with 4 walks that don't count towards that, and the hit by pitch that she had earlier today. I mean, she is really getting on base.
A grounder to second base here, bobbling it, but still making the play was Alexa Langoliers.
Yeah, Langoliers has had a couple of tricky ones thrown her way tonight. Almost lost control of that one, but she stuck with it. Got the out at first. And then no one's happier about that than Reece. So
Chastain Woodard is talking to Ted Broyles yet again. And so Maya Flint is going to take over Emily Vinson's spot, the freshman from Rockland, California.
Yeah, she's got a .333 batting average, 2 hits on 6 at-bats, 2 RBIs and a walk to go along with it for the year. Again, true freshman all the way out from California, looking to make some noise in a big game for the Gamecocks.
Yeah, if I'm recalling correctly from the opening game I called, I think I saw a stat as that's down the right field line. That's going to drop.
Dropped, it's fair.
Elena Johnson made a diving effort. It came out of her possession. And Maya Flint is going to have a double.
Yeah, look at the freshman out from the West Coast coming to South Carolina, getting a double, and looks like they're going to pinch run for her as Emily Vinson goes and takes her spot. That's
a pretty good duo. One. Maya Flint gets a double, and Emily Vincent said, I'll finish it off for you. I'll go run.
Yeah, great coaching there from Chastain Woodard. Again, so that pitch, Flint skied it down the right field line, and Johnson was there trying to make the diving catch. It hit off Johnson in fair territory and then proceeded to go foul. So because it was going fair and hit Johnson in fair territory, counted as a fair ball.
Yeah, I was trying to see down the first base line. Our view's a little obstructed here, but
yeah, it was close.
It was a good effort from Johnson. Just couldn't reel it in.
Yeah, now here's Lilio trying to capitalize.
Back to the top of the lineup for the Gamecocks. She's going to watch that one go way outside. Runner on second with 1 out. It's a 1-0 count.
Yeah, Riasetto walked her last time. Even though Lilio's 0 for 2 tonight, Riasetto knows how dangerous that the South Carolina center fielder can be.
That's strike 1, so the count is even. Lilio 0 for 2 tonight, has a walk in the 5th inning. But after the big 5th inning from the Gamecocks, she's back up again here in the 6th, as that's going to be a fly ball into foul territory. Tracking over, diving effort by Kylie Huffman, just could not get there in time.
Yeah, an ambitious dive from Huffman, to say the least. Would have really loved to get an out there. Lilio, though, is going to stay alive. 2 strikes.
The 1-2 pitch coming up from Riasetto. A couple diving efforts the last couple plays from Johnson and Huffman.
Yeah, to say that Texas Tech wants to win this game is an understatement.
Grounder to the left side. They're not going to third and dealing with the tag call again. They'll get the out at first. And so staying put is Emily Vinson off of Maya Flint's double. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, Vinson, kind of stunted at Haley Toney, who is the shortstop for Texas Tech. Tried to make her think about it, but Toney made the right play, got the out at first.
So Carly Shelton.
Yeah, she's having a night.
Watches that one bounce off the home plate, 1-0.
Yeah, she gets another single here. With Vinson's speed, you might even score a run.
She's 2 for 3 tonight with 2 singles. That strike right above her knees, so it's 1-1 count.
Yeah, good for Riasetto. Even though Shelton's gotten the better of the matchup tonight, not shying away. At the end of the day, you got to throw strikes.
Here comes the 1-1 with 2 outs. Runner on second, 5-2 game. That's going to be hit into center field, but very easy for Mahia Davis. as that's the line out that will end the 6th inning. We head into the final inning where the Texas Tech Red Raiders will have one final chance to keep this game going. They need to score 3 in order to do so.
Yeah, and this is what softball moments are made of. It's a 11th ranked team in the country going against the 12th ranked team in the country. And I'm not going to say there's animosity, but there's definitely been a little bit of back and forth going.
Oh, yeah.
Between some of the umpire calls and Sellers getting hit by a pitch, you know. I doubt there's going to be a big rivalry here, but who knows? When you play the same team 3 days in a row,
I think Sunday we'll see
get to know each other pretty well.
A little chirping action going.
Oh,
but, I mean, again, these teams have only literally played once in their program's history, so I don't think they really have a reason to hate each other yet. We'll see how this weekend goes, but
yeah. You never. It all happens with one swing of the bat.
Yeah, and SGTV will be covering it all weekend. I'll be back in the booth tomorrow with Xander Collins, and then I'm unsure who's doing it Sunday, but we'll be there for the series finale. Should be a great one to watch. It's been a great one to watch tonight. Until the 5th inning, it was very tight. Now it's a 3-run game in favor of the Gamecocks, and they're looking to put this one away in the top of the 7th. But they're going to have to go through Bailey Lindmuth first.
Yeah, Sam Gress in the 5th. You know, Texas Tech kind of seemed like they had solved the puzzle a little bit. They scored 2 runs. They got some nice hits. But Sam Gress made the adjustment in the 6th. So who knows what's going to happen here in the 7th.
It's March.
It's March.
Madness happens all the time. Well, the game is not over until it's over.
Not at all. Not at all. Lindemuth, again, is going to try to give her team a boost. She's 0 for 2 tonight with a strikeout.
That's Pflugi, Pflugrath. I'm Austin McConnell. We want to thank you for joining us on SGTV's coverage of Gamecock women's softball. Final inning of action coming up here. Sam Gress in the circle, ready to deliver to Lindmuth. Strike 1 is the call.
Good pitch.
Good pitch right inside. Choked her up just a bit. Now it's a 0-1 count.
Yeah. And I know the audience at home can't see it, but sun is set, and we've got the lights going here at Beckham Field. It is an atmosphere.
It's a beautiful night, too. A little windy. Some people have a couple blankets, as that's going to be looped into foul territory.
Sellers.
Right there to make the play is Emma Sellers. She kind of made that catch going over her shoulder like a wide receiver in football. Or who was that? Willie Mays who made the
That was
outside
Willie Mays.
play? Yeah.
That was Willie Mays.
He kind of made the over-the-head catch.
Yeah.
Maybe the softball version of that.
Yeah. Yeah, great read on the ball there from Sellers. That's kind of a tricky spot to be in. But, you know, just like Nick Harbor, got the head around, found the ball, made the catch.
So Kylie Huffman looking to keep do everything she can to keep this team going and keep this game going. She's going to take ball 1 to start.
Yeah, got a pretty nice hit earlier this game.
Yeah.
Sam Gress
Single.
definitely establishing the pitch game, the throw quite inside.
Stands and delivers. Big check swing. Down the third base line, Tammy Cooper says she did not go, so it's a 2-0 count. So Sam Gress trying to find the pitch she likes to give to Huffman. Here it comes. Grounded to first base side and just under the glove of Sellers. So right after Sellers got the first out, had an opportunity at the second one. That was a bit complicated. It was bouncing pretty hard and then just took the wrong bounce right when it got to her glove.
Yeah, it took a weird bounce, had a lot of topspin on it, snuck right under the glove of Sellers. And for those kids in Little League Baseball, Little League Softball at home watching, that's why they tell you to get your body in front of the ball.
That's exactly what I was just thinking.
Yeah, your gloves don't get it, just knock it down, take one for the team.
Yep.
That one's kind of weird, Sellers was kind of having to adjust, move to the side. But either way, Huffman's put on first, only 1 out, and Davis up at the plate for the Texas Red Raiders. Oh, no, they're going to put a pinch runner on.
Logan Halleman is coming in from Flower Mound High School. I assume that's in Texas. It doesn't say on here, but a sophomore wearing number 7 for the black and red. But it brings the top of the order up, and this is best case scenario for Texas Tech. Have a runner on with Mahia Davis.
Yeah, the corners are pinched. They don't want Davis to get a bunt She tries for it, though.
It goes right in between the legs of Lexi Winters, and it's a foul ball. So 0-1 with 1 out here in the top of the 7th.
Yeah, Davis is trying to get a bunt. Advance Holloman to second, and there's a pretty good shot of her running and getting safe on first. 1 out, 2 runners on. I like the coaching decision there by Texas Tech. And
it's been more of a
Jerry
chess
Glasgow.
match tonight between coaches.
Very much so.
They've been trying to keep their teams in check. Sam Gress delivers the 0-1. A big old swing and a miss from Davis. It's an 0-2.
Yeah, Sam Gress says checkmate.
Yeah.
How about that one? 2 strikes, no balls. Potentially only 2 outs left in this one if Gress gets her way with it. We'll see what Davis has to say.
Gress has the pitch she wants. Steps back, delivers. And a foul tip is the call.
Ooh, barely got it.
So I was ready to ring
bad
her
on that
up,
one.
but Ted Broyles said not so fast. Lexi Winters dropped it. I thought she was going to have to make the throw at first, obviously. What
Davis
was
just
her
got
name?
a piece of it.
Halleman's on first, so it wouldn't have made a difference. But 0-2 now coming for the second time. Swatting at it, not going to happen. 2 down and 1 away for the Gamecocks. They look to extend their win streak to 3 games, and they're 1 out away from doing so.
Yeah, but they still got to get past Haley Toney, the shortstop. She's gotten a single already tonight, trying to keep her team alive here, but Sam Gress has got the full support of the South Carolina faithful in the stands.
Fans on their feet cheering on Sam Gress, who just got her second strikeout. There's another strike off a swing and a miss from Haley Toney.
Swing, about a swing.
So it's 0-1 with 2 outs. This is the final inning of regulation, but this could be it if Sam Gress stands and delivers strike 2. She is really dealing it right now. It's 2 outs, 0-2 count. She's way ahead. She can get creative here. Everyone clapping, everyone in support of number 9 in white. Here's the 0-2, and it's a grounder right back to Gress. What a snag in the circle, and that is how you put an exclamation point on a win. South Carolina extends their win streak to 3 games as they take the opening game of the series against Texas Tech.
I mean, boy, can this team battle. Again,
Yes.
they got up early. Texas Tech came back, tied it up. South Carolina responded immediately. That's really been the story of this team the whole season so far.
Yep.
They've had great responses to every single challenge that's come their way. And they'll be back tomorrow to play against Texas Tech after they sing the alma mater right here. Austin, it's been an absolute blast of a time.
It's been a pleasure. This was our first one together, but it was a fun one. The Gamecocks win 5-2 over the 12th ranked Red Raiders, and they get their first program win, historic win against Texas Tech. So definitely a fun one tonight. We want to thank you for watching SGTV's coverage of Gamecock women's softball. Pflugi, Pflugrath, and Austin McConnell. We want to thank you for joining us here tonight, and the Gamecocks get the 5-2 victory on Friday night.